Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be covering a care guide for my manica rubida. So if you have any, stay to the end to see all the tips and tricks. And don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so whenever I release a new video you can watch it and be notified straight away. So without further ado, let's get into it. These ants are common across all of Europe and some other countries. So, if you want to catch these outside, it's pretty easy, but be warned, these are some very big ants and the queens do sting, so always be careful. Be warned though, as these ants are no easy feat, so if you're a beginner, I would not recommend this species for you. But still watch the video, so in the future, you know what to do. And if you haven't already, watch the video on my lattice Niger here in the top right. So, if you are seriously thinking about keeping these ants, just know, if you catch these queens in the wild, they're semi-claustral, which means if you catch them, or when you catch them, you should keep them in a tubs and tubes setup, with preferably a small stopcock for your test tube, or keep them in a small nest, which isn't, the best for your ants, and give them an outworld. Another thing with semi-claustral queens is you will have to feed them, as in the wild they go out and hunt insects to feed their larvae. When feeding these ants, you want to feed them high protein, which means every 1 to 2 days is what I fed them, as these guys are very hungry. In terms of what to feed them, I would choose something small to start off with, like a few fruit flies every week, and then move it up to a cricket after they've had their first workers, and then also some spiders. Just gradually increase it as they grow. But as well as protein, these ants also need carbohydrates like any other ant species. So I provide this to them in the form of wakushi ant nectar, which they love, but you can give it to them in other forms like protein jelly, which is sugar, or you can also give it to them in sugar water. Moving on to more environment-based issues with these ants, we can see that this species loves moisture, as starting out colony, they would love it, and in their nests they always love it humid, because they always keep their brood nice and wet. But they also need lots of heat. I would give them roughly 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, if not a bit higher in the summer. If you're looking for a more precise humidity gauge, 50 to 70% is a good range. These ants are often mistaken for manica rubida, which I was close to getting, but decided against it as I wanted a more exciting species. But these species are the largest stinging ant species in the world, and if you had manica rubida and manica rubida side by side, you wouldn't be able to mistake them, so don't worry. The reason for this is manica rubida workers are usually 9 to 6 millimeters in length, with the queen being 9 to 13 millimeters in length, as you can see here. But manica rubida only range from 3 to 6 millimeters in length for a worker, and 6 to 9 millimeters in length for a queen. These ants can form larger colonies with more than one queen, so later on in the colony's life, where they have more than 100 workers, they can acquire second queens, which I will try to do in the future. So stick around to see what happens with that. And finally, I'm going to cover their hibernation, which won't take long. So these ants hibernate from the end of October to the end of February at roughly 5 to 8 degrees Celsius. So if you are keeping these ants, remember, always hibernate your queens if you can, as is very beneficial to their colony and their queen's health. But don't hibernate queens if they do not need it, as some species in Asia and other hot countries and parts of the world don't hibernate. But that's it for now, and if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.